everyone was falling over.
Forward. Stop. Man, we got trips all over the place. This is another one of our overnight groups. So guys, the campground these folks are at is called Chipmunk Cafe. Excellent little campground, except the little chipmunks who try to eat your dinner with you. Forward. Up. Forward. Stop. Forward. Left turn. Stop. Forward. Stop. Forward. Stop. Forward. Stop. Woo! Left turn. Stop. Good job with those turns, guys. Looking good, looking good. Right turn. Stop.
Come on,
All right, it's time to shift that to the other side. Left turn. Stop. Forward. Stop.
I guess you would still raft through the rain, only have to cancel if it's a bad lightning storm? Or?
Yeah, actually, you'll go through everything. The only time you would ever stop a raft trip is if it was like hailing and like physically hurting you. And then what you do is you'd stop, go to the side of the river and flip the boat, and we'd all get underneath it. But yeah, so no commercial rafting trip in the history of rafting has ever been struck by lightning. The reason for that being is usually when you're going through a rainstorm or something like that, you're in one of these valleys. So we're the lowest point in the valley, so the least likely to get hit. There's very little metal on these boats too, just the D-rings. And So if lightning did hit the river or something, we're in a pretty insulated spot. But like I said, there's never even been any incidents like that. I guess if like maybe you had like a huge metal plate in your head or something, you might be a little more susceptible, but no huge metal plates in our heads, right, gang?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have metal plates, but I got about 2 coffee cups full of metal in there. One in one place.
Forward. Right turn. Right turn. Up. There we go.
But I've never been hit in my life.
I'm sorry, where'd you say you got the metal plate?
I've got a lot of metal, but I've never been hit in my life.
So how does that work? Come through like a metal detector?
Yeah. I got it in my pelvis, my hip, my neck.
Interesting.
But I've never been hit in my life.
So I like to think of rafting, guys, as a game of pinball, except you want your high score as a 0. So that's what we're going to shoot for today. Forward. Watch the spot, guys. Stop.
Man, look behind us now. There's the line of rafts coming behind us down through there.
A few of them.
Yeah.
Forward. Stop. Forward. Stop. Yeah, so that boat behind our last boat, that's the gear boat for our overnight. That boat that sometimes weighs up to 3,000 pounds because you have 12 different people's gear on there, all your food, your coolers, your stove, your propane, all that stuff, water jugs, back paddle. Stop. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do is row that thing down the canyon because since it's so big, you can just rip through anything. The only thing is if you get it stuck, it's stuck. Like, it is quite hard to get it out. When we're a little further down, I'll show you the one time I got it stuck and it's in the most inopportune place in the world.
So
back paddle.
So just one guide on it, you want it like
Stop. Yeah, exactly. So usually we have our more senior guides do it through the canyon. That way, because they just know how to row it a little better and whatnot. So like I said, if you get that thing stuck, you can have it stuck for hours. It's a pretty rough thing. But the first thing you do is actually pull the air out of your floor and then just try to scoot over the rock you're on. Forward. Stop.
Would you ever have to cable or rope a tree on land and pull it to shore if you had to?
Sorry, what was that?
Would you ever cable from a tree?
Yes, yeah, exactly. So in that boat behind us, we have the first aid kit and we have the safety line. The static line, I should say. But in that static line set, we have all the setup for a Z-drag, so a 4-to-1 system. So we got all the pulleys, tethers, all that good stuff. But we rarely have to do that, probably once a year. Forward. Up. There we go, splash action. Right turn. Up. Yeah, we actually have the setup in those static line cases to do a 12-to-1 system.
Okay.
So if you
3,000 pounds you needed.
What? Yeah. Oh yeah. So during training, me and my roommate were on one of those, and I was on the gear sitting on top, and he was rowing. We ended up flipping it, which never happens because those boats are so heavy. It was quite the experience. Felt like I was on the Titanic.
Like the Hill River?
Yeah, we had a trainer with us. We're going over. We dropped into the 6-foot hole. So we're going, and she's like, hold on, hold on. So I grab on the net, and like I said, I'm on the front. So we go over, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't too bad. But all of a sudden, the back started getting sucked under the raft, getting recircled. So it picked up the boat straight up. So I'm on there, like I said, like the Titanic. I could feel get to the point of no return, and then I just dove off. I was like, I'm out of here. Not letting that gear fall on me. Look at that, going fast. That's about Princeton right there. One of the last good views we'll get before we get in the canyon. Forward. Stop. Yeah, beautiful clear day for her. Like I said, I'm so surprised at this weather. Not a cloud in the sky. We're having some rainstorms lately, so this is nice.
Rained when we were hiking the other day.
Did it really?
It was actually kind of cool, I thought.
Forward, nothing too bad. Stop.
I said the rain.
Left turn. Stop.
They had about 2 inches in an hour. It was
2 inches in an hour? Oh, that's a pretty good one.
It looks cool.
No, it's quite the experience, huh? Something new.
Couldn't imagine being out there getting hot, no rain.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Cool to see nature at its finest,
Right?
too. Yeah. Forward. Stop.